I'm working on my John chapter 2 cross-reference study in my Bible. And I just had this really amazing thought come over me. I'm going to share it with you. So the cross-reference took me back to Deuteronomy 16. And in verse 3, it says, "You shall not eat leavened bread with it. 7 days you shall eat it without leavened bread, the bread of affliction. For you came out of the land of Egypt in haste, in order that you may remember all the days of your life, the day when you came out of the land of Egypt." That verse is very literal for the people of Israel at that time, but for me reading it, it's very metaphorical. I recently came back to God within the last 6 months or so in a big way, and one of the things that God revealed to me in coming back is how I had made food a God in my life. You know, it's the thing I turned to when I was sad, when I was scared, when I was overwhelmed. Even when I was happy and celebrating, there were foods that I would turn to for that. And I'm sure that's a really common theme in a lot of people, especially in America. We live in America, the land of abundance of food. And in my journey of sanctification, since I've recommitted my life to God, He's really gotten a hold of me and really changing the way that I think about food and the foods that I eat and which foods I should and shouldn't eat right now while I'm working towards healing my body of some physical things that I have going on. And of course, one of those is making bread, making sourdough. And for the Feast of Unleavened Bread, I prayed really hard about it. And I was like, well, we're not under the law, but I want to do my best to observe the things that God wants me to observe in my life. And so this is going to look different for different people, but it was very obvious that I needed to throw out my sourdough starter, which was hard because I've put a lot of time and energy and effort into it. But again, God is reminding me that food is not my God. He is my God, and that I just need to trust Him in this no matter where the journey is going to lead. So while that is very bittersweet, I do remember what my life was like before I gave it back to God, when I was in my own land of Egypt, when I was oppressed by fear and anxiety and depression and sin, because that's the common theme here. I was oppressed. I was a slave to it. So putting God back on the throne in my life, dethroning myself and my own personal needs and wants and desires, and putting Him first and remembering that. And so it's so great for Him to bring that back around for me to remember, for me to be reminded when it's easy to be distracted in this world. It's easy to go back to old habits. And so I'm very grateful for that. So I hope you all have a very blessed day.